Hi, this is Steve. Welcome back to Scale Model Kit Review. In this video, I continue to build the Nissan GTR R35. Now, I am on issue 18 and we'll be doing stages 67 through 70. Now, I'm accelerating these builds for you and putting everything together, all the stages on one pack. For example, this is 18, will have 4 stages built into this video. So if you haven't done so already, head over to Eaglemoss.com and sign up for this, or if it's available, subscribe to it. Without further ado, let's get started. Welcome back. Here's the magazine for Pack 18, Issue 18. And before we get started, I want to make a correction to what I did in Stage 61. Stage 61 was basically wiring up, checking all the wires, the lights, and all that with the remote control. Now, I was informed by some of my followers and subscribers that I should not have modified those wires for the door open lights and you know, the interior lights for the doors themselves. And they're right. When I thought it through and I realized what I was doing there, I should not have switched those. So I basically undid what I thought I was fixing, but they were wired correctly, so when you open the door, the interior light should come on in this case. And we'll do another test when we get to that point. And that's why I'm bringing this up now, because in this pack we are going to install those wires onto the body, and we want to make sure that everything is correct there. And after I show you the magazine, we'll get caught up on where we left off with the car itself. Alright, so let's look at the magazine, and a little bit different here because I'm going to be doing all 4 stages in this video. So we're looking at stage 67 through stage 70. And we have a lot going on here in the magazine. I'm just going to highlight what we're going to be doing with stage 67 initially, and then later on as we progress through the video, I'll show you the instructions for the rest. So first thing we start off with, of course, is the GTR story. And the articles here are very nice and very informative. And moving on with that, mechanics and factory, like I was saying, the most details that I've seen in any of the magazines from Eaglemoss was this one right here. So they get into the, you know, the tiniest details of this car. And great article here, continuing on with Toigi plant. And Racing Legend, first year of full-scale participation ends with 4 podiums. So this goes back to 2010. And like I said, very informative articles here within this magazine. So here we go. We're going to be working on stage 67, or issue 67. And let's get a close-up look here. And that's the area that we'll be working on. Listing of all the parts. And installing the hood opener pin. And the hood opening rod itself. And here we'll install the engine bay and to the front body. And that will complete it. And continued with the magazine here, the last page shows us the groundbreaking 5th generation Sunny, 1982 Nissan Sunny 1500 GL Extra, Type HB11. So they always highlight some of the earlier Nissans in the magazine here. And then they give us a preview on what Pack 19 entails. So let's get caught up on what we've completed with this car so far. Here's the assembled body all the way up from stage 17. And of course this is a real beauty, the Nissan GTR R35. And we are going to be adding some components to this as we proceed through stage 18. I would like to thank everybody who subscribes to my channel, and new things are coming to Eaglemoss and my channel, so stay tuned for that. And here's the chassis and interior, and quite a lot is complete there. Very heavy car. And there's the underpan. Very detailed there. Very impressive. Let's get started with stage 67. And here's a parts pack for stage 67. And let me take this out and I'll be right back. Here's a close-up of those parts. Here's the engine bay panel itself, the hood stand, or what we call the hood opening rod, and the hood opener pin, GP and IM screws. The engine bay panel is made of plastic, and that's very nice there. The first thing we'll do is we'll install this hood opener pin. We need to flip this over to do it, and that simply just goes down, gets inserted just like that, and we use a GP screw. And that looks good there. And next thing we do is we install the hood opener rod, and that's going to go right there and get clamped down. We'll use an IM screw for that. And I'm going to flip it over, install it in that configuration. And that works like that. We'll latch that down. So the final step, we install this on top of the engine bay here, and there's 6 areas that get screwed down from the underside. So we'll just line it up with the tabs that are there. Make sure everything's pressed down in place like it should be. And then flip this over. Notice I put washcloth down so I don't scratch the surface. GP screws go into this. And the final screw. That looks good. Just give you a little close-up here. There are several holes, and I had a hard time determining which one. You have all these holes all around here, but it's actually the final 2 screws go in. One goes in on right here, and it's kind of recessed down inside. Same with the other side. And that looks great. That completes stage 67. Let's do 68. And here's the instructions for stage 68. Right headlight. Here's all the parts we received. And quite a few steps involved here. Attach the headlight lens. Attach the side light lens. Secure the right headlight base to the right headlight holder. Attach the right headlight parts to the front body. Secure the right headlight parts to the front body. Attach the right headlight cover. Secure the right headlight cover. And that completes stage 68. Here's the parts pack for stage 68. Everything's well protected in there. Very nice presentation, actually. And let me take these out and we'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. We have the right headlight cover, the headlight holder, headlight base, and the headlight lenses themselves, BP and GP screws. And the lenses here, we're going to install those on the headlight base itself. And you can see they are kind of rounded on the front, so make sure the rounded is pointed out when you install these lenses. And the first one is the larger one. We'll simply insert that into there. And that's a press fit into there. That looks good there. And the smaller one goes in there next. That looks good there. Next, we insert that into the headlight cover itself, or that component that holds the headlight base. And that goes down like that. And that's what it looks like on the other side. Pretty nice. And smaller BP screws go into this. That looks good there. Now we'll install this on the car. And this goes down on the right side of the car here. Looks good there. We'll have to turn this over to install it. And 2 GP screws go into this. Not too tight. And that looks good there. Now we flip it over to secure that cover. One more. And that's good. And that completes stage 68. Now let's do stage 69. And welcome back. Let's look at the instructions for the left headlight, stage 69. And here's our parts list. Same as 68, we attach the headlight lens. We secure the left headlight base to the left headlight holder. Attach the left headlight parts to the front body. Secure the left headlight parts to the front body. Attach the left headlight cover. Secure the left headlight cover. And that completes the left and right headlights. Next we jump into the wiring, which is step 7. Attach the left side of the interior light switch. And like I was saying before, if you watched my stage 61, you'll note that I've made a correction to these switches and switched the wires back to the way they came stock from Eaglemoss. So no modifying there required. And we attach the right side of the interior light switch. And step 9, we attach the interior light switch and headlight wires to the front body. A lot going on here. I may not be able to show it all on camera, but I'll give it a try. Then we secure the right headlight bulbs, and we secure the left headlight bulbs, and all the wiring is complete. So that will complete stage 69. And here's stage 69 parts. And give me a chance to take these out. We'll get a closer look. Here's a close-up of those parts. We received the left headlight cover, headlight holder, headlight base, the clear lenses for the headlight, GP, DM, BP, and GM screws. We received a lot more screws with this stage because we're going to be installing the wiring as we just saw in the instructions. And just as I did before in 68, we're going to put the headlight lenses in and make sure the curved part is facing outward. They say you can use a straw for this, but I'm going to use a Q-tip. Press it down in place like that. Put the small one in, same thing. And that looks good there. Now we bring over the holder, and this is going to insert on that. Real simple. BP screws go into this. And that's good there. That's how that looks. Now we'll install this on the car. And just as I did before, it's going to simply slide down in. Press everything down. Flip this over, put our GP screws into this. Make sure that's tight. And the next one goes in. And that looks good there. Everything's secure. Now we put our cover on. And you'll see that these two nubs go down into the holes there. There we go. Just kind of slides in there. Snaps in on the side. And we'll put our screws in. Two more GP screws go into this. And that's good there. Flip it over. And that's how that looks there. So as you can see, both headlights are installed now. Now we're going to be installing the interior light switches that come off the doors. We have one that goes right here, and then one on the other side over here. Remember the wiring that we played with in stage 61, and I fixed my wires. So when you look at these, you'll see there's a longer wire. Here's your connector. You have a longer wire, and that's going to go over on the driver's side versus the passenger side. So because all our wiring is going to run off over on this side of the car, okay, over on this side. So to prepare this, I went ahead and just made sure everything fit right. I took and I bent my wiring over, and it's going to insert into the hole there on the side of the car. You can kind of see that. Let's get a close-up view. Remember, this is the longer one, so it's just going to simply go down in there, insert in. And here's our hold-down clip that we received with the previous stage, and that's going to go in there. To hold the wiring down in place, just like that. GM screw will hold that down. And that's good there. Now let's do the other side. On the other side, we'll put this in the same way we did before. We bent over the contacts. And making sure everything just slides in place real good there. Good. And we'll put our hold down clip right on that. And GM screw goes into that. Should be good. And I'm going to go ahead and lock that down with some tulip slick, and you guys have seen me use this before on the wiring. This will help hold everything in place. And here's a close-up of that switch. I locked it in place with the tulip slick. It should help hold it in place plus protect the wiring. Next, I will route the interior lights on the body and install the headlight wires onto the front of the car. So just as a refresher for you, back in stage 61 we talked about this. So you have two wire bundles here that you saved and put aside. So this one right here with the green and red wires is for the rear tail lights. So we don't need that right now. We'll put that aside. So what we do need is the wire bundle that has the red and black wires. So that's what I'll be installing on the front of the car. And remember, we had the clips that we received in pack 17. So that's these right here. We're going to be using that next. And with our wire bundle, once you take it apart and separate everything, remember that your longer side of the bundle, the longer wire, will go over on the left-hand side of the car or to your right, because we're going to be running our wiring over here to the left side of the car or to your left, to your left. So, which would be the Well, never mind. You know what I'm saying. So here, everything is over here on the right. Eventually, this wire will run up to the headlight and get mounted into the headlight. Okay. And some of the clips are numbered, and I've been following the instructions for that, and I'll point that out as I show you my completed wiring. And just to show you how these wires get held in place and how they get routed, I'm going to show you how to do one of them, and then I'm going to come back to you and show you the completed routing with the wires with some close-up views. But we basically put our clip down where it needs to go for our wiring. You notice I did kind of tape the wiring in place. It's going to help me out with this, and making sure that my wire I have enough slack on it so my wires can reach the headlights. DM screw goes into that. And that's good there. Go ahead and plug in the headlight. And they just slide in. And that's how that looks there. One right here and one right there. I'll be back. The front body wiring is complete, and I installed both the LEDs into the headlights. I ran your wire clips, and these are numbered clips 1 through 6 along the sides here. And I don't think it matters between the numbered clips and the D clips. You receive D clips and numbered clips. I showed you those previously. I don't think it really matters which ones you use, but you can see all the wiring is running there from the headlight. And then we also ran from the door switch on the side of the door light switch, run that down through the clip here, another clip, and then we ran it along the back valance and onto the other side. Now this is actually going to exit out on the driver's side of the car, so we ran it clip wiring through the clips here. Once again, your door switch wiring coming off the driver's side and secured it down. And then lastly I installed my LED lights into the front headlights, and here's our 2 wire plugs ready to be plugged in. That completes stage 69, where we wired up the whole front end of the car and we ran our LED lights. Stay tuned for stage 70. Welcome back. Here's the instructions for stage 70, which is the last stage for pack 18. And we do the front windshield this time. And you can see once we insert the front windshield, we go ahead and we'll screw it down next. And that will complete pack 18. Let me get the parts and I'll be right back. And here's the parts pack for stage 70. Nicely protected there. Let me take this out and I'll be right back. And here's a close-up of those parts. Of course, here's the windshield. It is wrapped up and protected right now. I may leave the plastic on this, on the top side. The bottom side, I'll go ahead and remove the plastic on that. And it just simply just peels off. And we will insert this onto the car. GP, KP, and QM screws. Alright, so we're going to slide this window into place here. I want to be very extra careful not to touch the inside of the window. I'm going to peel back some of this on the outside, and simply slides in from underneath and down on top here. Should be able to get it into the slots. And I'm going to put the QM screws in first. That's these right here. And these are going in the metal. I already pre-lubricated the holes. That's good there. And a KP screw goes in the center right here. It's a longer screw. And GP screws go in on the sides. And that's good there. Turn it over. And there's our window installed. And that completes stage 20, which was the final stage for pack 18. And everything looks great here. Windshield is fully installed now. And we did a lot in this pack. Stay tuned for pack 19. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, and thank you everybody who subscribes to my channel. Hit the bell for all notifications. Happy modeling everybody, and take care.